Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Mani Shresht from Haryana School of Business, GJU University of Science and Technology. Today we are going to talk on module Group Discussion from the paper Business Communication. First have a look at various learning objectives. The first objective is to understand the purpose of a group discussion, to know how to perform effectively at a group discussion, and finally, to understand the skills measured through the group discussion. Before understanding the concept of group discussion, it is very important to highlight what is a discussion. A discussion is an activity in which the subject matter is systematically examined in order to reach at a decision. Under a discussion, a participant must have an agenda to discuss. It is a systematic way to proceed, and it is an active involvement of participant. When carried out by more than two participants, it is generally called as a group discussion. So, now we can understand a group discussion or a GD as a systematic oral communication activity wherein all the participants interact with each other for exchange of ideas and thoughts to fulfill a purpose. The purpose of a group discussion is to arrive at a solution or to exchange information, to provide views, or create an accord among the members. Generally, the group size during a group discussion should be in the range of 8 to 15 members. If we are having two less members, getting diverse viewpoints on an issue becomes very difficult. On the contrary, if we are having too many members in a discussion, participation of every member in the discussion gets compromised. It is a common belief that two or more people can think better than one. On this belief, it can be stated that more number of people can provide a better solution to a problem as compared to an individual. While discussing in group, a problem can be analyzed from different angles. It happens because every member of a group has its own way of looking at the issue. Discussing in groups also encourages presentation of creative ideas and solutions to a problem. All the decisions made under the group discussion have lesser resistance in adoption and wider acceptability. A member representation from various bodies of the organization improves the employer-employee relations. A proper representation of all sects of the organization also ensures protection of their interest while making the decisions. These all are the reason why we should go for the groups. But despite many advantages of discussing in groups, it suffers from some drawbacks. It is often difficult to come to a concrete solution after a group discussion, as different viewpoints of members of a group makes it difficult to generate consensus. Generally, group discussion is dominated by few members while others take a back seat. It hampers the representation of views of all the members. Many times during a group discussion goes haywire and members start discussing irrelevant issues and making the whole exercise futile. In absence of a designated leader, controlling and channelizing of the discussion is a daunting task. A group discussion, if not executed properly, results into wastage of time, money, and energy. A group discussion as a component of selection process. Nowadays, corporate are using group discussions as an eminent tool to judge the suitability of a prospective candidate towards a job. The purpose of using group discussion in selection gained popularity because within a short span of time, an employer can assess various personality traits of the prospective candidates. Often group discussion is conducted along with a written test and a personal interview. It helps an organization to assess the personality of an individual and determine the fit between a candidate and the organization or the job. Some of the important skills that can be judged during a group discussions are leadership skills. These skills checks whether a prospective candidate has the ability to lead a group or to influence the thoughts of other members of the group. Under communication skills, it can be assessed that whether the candidate is having clarity of thought, speaks clearly and in correct language, uses appropriate gestures to communicate. If all other participants of the group easily understand the viewpoints, it indicates effective communication skills. Under interpersonal skills, if a member of a group is listening patiently to the viewpoints of other members, giving respect to their viewpoints, not responding to provocation, then he or she is displaying good interpersonal skills. Under a short span of time, it can be judged whether an individual can work in a group or not. Another skill that can be assessed under group discussion is knowledge base. Through a group discussion, topical as well as general knowledge of a person can be checked. It can also be assessed that how much an individual is aware about his or her immediate or general environment. And finally, group discussion assesses analytical and problem-solving skills. It also depicts a candidate's analytical and problem-solving skills by observing their viewpoints. By observing the suggestions during the discussion, it can be determined that a candidate is providing solutions to the issue with a strong justification. As group discussion offers to assess many personal qualities within a short span of time, it is being used as a prominent selection instrument to check the suitability of an individual for a job. There are different ways of organizing a group discussion. The type of group discussion is dependent upon the requirement or policy of the organization, level of participating candidates, availability of time, etc. There are different categories of group discussions such as topic-based group discussion and case-based group discussion. Under the first category, that is topic-based group discussion, it can further be categorized into different parts. That is single topic, multiple topics, pre-announced group discussion, on-spot announcement of topic. A topic-based group discussion is that in which topic is announced. For that, a topic can be a factual topic, a controversial topic, or an abstract topic. While on the case-based group discussion, generally a case or a case study is provided to the members of the group. Each case is followed by certain questions. In a discussion, the answers to the questions are sought. For answering these questions, a critical thinking on the part of the members of the group are required. If you are having responsibility to conduct a group discussion or you are participating in such discussion, it is very important to be well versed with the process. A person who conducts a group discussion is known as a moderator. Although many times group discussions are conducted with lot of informality, still it is good to follow a basic procedure. A following procedure can be adopted to conduct a group discussion. First, deciding the purpose. Second, deciding the number of participants. Seating arrangement. Providing directions. Announcement of topic. Starting and conclusion of the discussion. And finally, evaluation. Let's discuss the process of group discussion in detail. First, it is important to decide the purpose of group discussion. The purpose can be to solve a problem, to select a candidate for a job, or to select a candidate for an admission to an academic program. It tells about what to assess in a candidate. Another step is to decide the number of participants. If we are having more number of participants, it is always advisable to divide into manageable groups. You have to fix number of participants per group. It can be within the range of 8 to 15. Too less participants in a group or too many participants in a group can be fatal to the effective group discussion. Next decision is about seating arrangement. It is one of the most important decision related to group discussion. As an organizer, it is important that you must provide comfortable and face-to-face interaction to all the members of the group so that they can see each other's face while discussing. The most suitable arrangement for a seating is provide a circular or a semicircular arrangement of the furniture. After that, it is important to provide directions or instructions, just like time related instructions, that how much time would be allotted for the whole discussion. You can also give instructions like per candidate how much time is allowed. Secondly, you have to inform about the purpose of the discussion, that we are looking for a solution to a problem, so that all the participants must know what they are expected to do. Third, you have to talk about the various rules and regulations regarding conduct. Who will speak, whether they have to speak one by one or anyone can start the discussion, how to behave in a group discussion. All those instructions can be provided beforehand before the starting of the group discussion. Next is announcement of topic. Once the members of the group are seated as per the arrangement, a moderator announces the topic for the group. All the members are given 5 to 10 minutes to organize their thoughts before starting a discussion. After this, it's time to start the discussion. After getting a go-ahead from the moderator, the group starts discussing. As there is no designated leader in such a discussion, any member of the group can initiate the discussion. There is no particular sequence that who will speak when. All members of the group try to present their viewpoint with supportive viewpoints. In the end, one of the members takes initiative to sum up the discussion and provides a conclusion. Once a conclusion is presented, it is time for evaluation. After discussion is over, the judges evaluate the performance of each member on a pre-decided criteria. Such evaluation criteria might include group behavior, communication skills, leadership qualities, analytical skills, subject knowledge, etc. In a group discussion, members play different roles at different point of time. These roles also depicts about their personalities. An individual can play more than one role during the discussion. A brief mention of these roles is: first role is of a connector. This member tries to connect the ideas of all the members of the group. Another is detailer. A detailer extends the viewpoints presented by previous speaker by adding more information. Booster. This member boosts all other members to discuss actively. Critic. A critic always provides significant analysis of the presented idea. Initiator. It starts the discussion by floating an idea. Also, take initiative to sum up the discussion. Pacifier. This member tries to reduce the tension in case of heated exchange of viewpoints. Tracker. A tracker keeps the discussion on track and prevents it from going haywire. Your effectiveness during a group discussion majorly depends upon personality traits and the skills you are possessing. Many of the traits are inherent to a person, while some can be acquired through practice. Here are some of the guidelines regarding various do's and don'ts while participating in a group discussion. These guidelines can help an individual to do lesser mistakes and perform better during a group discussion. In a group discussion, you have to be confident and relaxed. You must have a reading habit. Try to read on different issues and fields. Having a good general awareness is an asset at the time of group discussion. Always carry a pen and a paper to note down important instructions. A paper is also comes handy at the time of organizing your thoughts related to the given topic. Read the given topic at least 3 times and try to understand its meaning and context. Taking initiative is a good thing, but it should not be hasty. For an initiation, you must have clarity of the topic and strong viewpoints to put forward. Speak clearly and confidently. Clarity of speech improves the understanding of other members of the group. The speaker must focus on pronunciation, speed, variation, expressions while presenting his viewpoints. Listening skills are very important during a group discussion. You must develop a patience to listen to the viewpoints of other members. Do not jump into the mid of discussion. Also, try to encourage those members who are submissive or not taking active part in the discussion. If possible, try to remember names of all the members of the group. Try to steer the discussion of the group towards a conclusive stage. Do not try to dominate the group. Remember, it's a group activity and collectively you are supposed to come to a conclusion. Always keep your views to the point. Cite examples and reasons for your viewpoints. By this way, you can put forward your points better than others. Before putting forward your views, try to summarize the views of previous speakers. Always organize your viewpoints from strongest to weakest and try to present them as soon as possible. If you wait too long to present your views, chances are there someone else will present them. While addressing to other members of the group, always make an eye contact. It displays your confidence and improves your connectivity with the listeners. Be open to criticism during a discussion. Do not think that all your viewpoints would be accepted by others. Others are also participating and critically appraising your views. Even if criticism happens, keep your calm and politely reply with your counter argument. Always keep a track of time and guide the group to conclude the discussion within the stipulated time. Take an opportunity to summarize the major points emerging during the discussion. Clearly mention the conclusion of the discussion. Take very good care of your gestures, especially hand movements, during the discussion. Ignorance on this part could offend others and put you in bad light. Never point your fingers towards other members while presenting a viewpoint. Try to gain consensus among the members of the group. Never shout while presenting your views. Try to avoid showing aggression while presenting your views. In a discussion, it is bad to make personal remarks just to prove your point. Keep your discussion in line with the topic. Be polite while interrupting an ongoing discussion. In a discussion, always address all the members while presenting your views and avoid indulging in one-to-one discussions. If a moderator or judges are sitting in the same room, never present your viewpoints while looking into their eyes. Remember, for a group discussion, they are not the part of the group. Try to avoid speaking in a flat tone. Give appropriate stress while putting forward your views. This stress on words helps to emphasize the key elements of your viewpoint. In a discussion, always avoid showing aggression while presenting your views. While participating in a group discussion, we are bound to give certain expressions. Every expression conveys a particular meaning, and it is very important to express appropriately during a group discussion. Let's have an example. Suppose you want to express your opinion. For that, you can use an expression, in my view, I feel that, to my belief. Similarly, if you want to show your disagreement over others' viewpoint, you can start your argument with, I don't agree, I differ on what you are saying, or I have a different view. If you want to show your agreement towards others' views, you can say, correct, I do agree, I am of the same opinion, I also feels the same. In order to show your reinforcement about a viewpoint, you can say, I reiterate my point, I mean that, let me put it again, you just supported what I already mentioned. If you want to ask about opinion of others, you can say what you have to say, what do you think, what are your views, and so on. For evaluation, in order to assess the quality of candidates, generally an extensive evaluation criteria is followed. At this point, we are clearly aware that through a group discussion, more than one aspect of an individual can be assessed at the same time. An evaluation sheet is prepared for an evaluation and provided to the panel of judges. This evaluation sheet mentions the different criteria on which a candidate has to be judged. Sometimes, weightage of a particular parameter in total evaluation is also mentioned. Following discussion explains that what qualities are sought under a given criteria. For example, under leadership criteria, if a person is taking initiative and concluding the discussion, the person is good at leadership qualities. Again, if you have to perform well on leadership qualities, you have to keep the discussion on track. If it is going off track, you have to calm down group members in case of a chaos. You have to encourage submissive members to speak. You have to generate a consensus among members. Acknowledge good points of other members. Keep your calm even if you are provoked. If you are showing all these actions, you would be evaluated well on leadership qualities. Similarly, under communication skills, if you want to perform well, you have to use correct punctuation and pronunciation. You have to choose appropriate words to express views. Speak appropriate stress on words. Maintain eye contact while discussing. Use correct gestures. Present ideas with fluency and clarity. And listen to the viewpoints of others. By maintaining these actions, you can perform well on communication skills. Under analytical skills, always speak with logic. Summarize the discussion and mention the major points presented. Counter the arguments without hurting others. And you should be able to see the problem from different angles. Under interpersonal skills, it is important to show patience and keeping your calm. How you are handling criticism And are you handling it with grace? It supports your interpersonal skills. Are you able to empathize with other members during the discussion? Also indicates your interpersonal skills. Once you are aware with all these actions, you can very well perform in a group discussion. Overall, an evaluation sheet looks like this. Here, a group number is mentioned, name of the participant is given, then evaluation criteria are mentioned. Like in this sheet, evaluation criteria are leadership qualities, communication skills, analytical skills, interpersonal skills. Every member of the group is rated on these criteria on a scale of 5, where 1 is excellent, good, average, poor, and not acceptable. Depending upon your performance, you are rated on these criteria. Each sheet has to be signatured by the evaluator. So students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. A group discussion is a systematic oral communication activity. The purpose of a group discussion could be to arrive at a solution, to exchange information, to provide views, or to create an accord among the group members. Number of participants during a group discussion can be in the range of 8 to 15 to get optimum results out of the discussion. Too less members or too many members can affect the output of a group discussion. Decisions made under group discussion have a lesser resistance in adoption because all the suggestions are through group members, and at the end of the discussion they generally create a consensus about all those suggestions. So finally they are having a wider acceptability to the solution provided under a discussion. It is a popular tool amongst corporate sector for selecting a suitable candidate, because through this activity at one point of time more number of candidates can be assessed and you are able to extract the best candidate out of a given group. It also assesses the fit between a candidate and the organization or a job, so that you are able to match the capabilities of the candidate, the culture of the organization, and the requirement of a job. In a group discussion, different roles are being played by the members. These roles are the role of initiator, connector, booster, critic, and tracker. Depending upon what role you are playing at one point of time, you have to perform it in a best way. All the roles are important for a conducive group discussion. A participant has to take care about various do's and don'ts of group discussion in order to perform better than others. These do's and don'ts can be in the area of your gestures, like you should not point fingers toward other members while presenting your viewpoint. It can be related your patience level, it can be related to your listening skills, it can be related to your communication skills. You should accept criticism. All such things has to be kept in mind. You should not be arrogant while presenting your views. Generally, a group discussion can assess various skills of a candidate at one point of time. These skills are like communication skills, leadership qualities, interpersonal skills, group behavior, and analytical skills. For any group discussion, evaluation is utmost important. For the mentors, it is very important to identify a suitable parameter to judge the performance of the participant. Generally, for evaluation of a group discussion, a predetermined criteria is defined.